school runs. Who is tired of school runs already? School just started and I'm tired, and I'm not even the one that's going to school. We are tired. Doing school runs, it's a tiring thing. I mean, who loves school runs? Who doesn't like school runs? Does school run makes you tired? I mean, certainly it makes my kids happy that they get to go to school. I mean, my kids love school, but dropping off and picking them up, can be tiring. I'm gonna be really honest. It is tiring doing the school runs. So who likes school runs? What parent out there doesn't mind doing the school runs? Who does the school runs in your family? Do you and your partner take it in turns? My two boys go to two different schools, so I do school runs obviously for the younger one, dropping him off, picking him up. My older one goes to school and comes home by himself, but it's not just doing the school runs and just dropping them off or picking them up. It's the morning routine, getting them up, make sure that they brush their teeth, putting on their uniform. Sometimes kids do need a bit of telling to do. We lay out the uniform, get their breakfast ready, making sure their bags are packed, making sure that their stationery is in their bag, or their PE kit is in their bag. Sometimes kids do forget, or they just take it, on the stroll, take it along. Sometimes they don't even think that they need to pack their PE kit in the bag the night before. So us as parents have to remind them, making sure that they've packed their books, their stationery, their PE kits, their lunches in their bag. I mean, are you the parent that makes packed lunch for your kids? Or your kids eat school dinners? Are you the one that prepared the lunch the night before or do it in the morning? Now, my boys used to have packed lunch. Well, one of them still do have packed lunch. So I'm always preparing the packed lunch every morning. I mean, it's very simple, just sandwiches and a packet of crisp and a fruit. So that's very easy, but it's the whole routine. So we go into a routine where wake up, brush your teeth, put your uniform on. I'll make their breakfast. I'll make one of their packed lunches because my other son eats school dinner. So I'll just make one packed lunch for my son and then get everything ready. And sometimes after breakfast, they just go and do what they need to do and wait for the time for them to go to school. Other times I need them to remind them, leave the house now, obviously to my older son, get the bus. It's time for you to go to school. Make sure you're not late. They do kind of move kind of slow when it's school mornings and school, because, I used to be like that when I was going to school. Actually, I loved school when I was growing up. I always wanted to be in school, see my friends. I was always early. I was never late. I was an A-star student. I loved school when I was growing up. Obviously, school is very different now compared to when I was growing up. They learn differently. They have different timetables, obviously. But let me tell you a little story when I was in school. I mean, I never used Chromebooks in school or laptops. Everything was old school, pen and paper. Now, school these days everything is either laptop, iPads and stuff. Obviously, it's all part of learning. I mean, if that's their way of teaching kids these days, then let's be what the school needs to do. Now, any parents out there who feel like they have a routine going when you're doing a school runs, every morning, do you wake up the same time? Do you do the pick me up? What kind of things do you guys go to do with your school runs? Because I know a lot of parents out there, and I'm one of those parents too, who on holiday, when the school are on holiday, I'm like, okay, when is it back to school? Time for the kids to go back to school, because when they're at home and they're taking up my space, I'm just like, it's a lot. But when they're back in school and we're doing the school runs, after 4 or 5 weeks, we're tired. We're just like, oh my God, I want to sleep in. Or the kids want to sleep in. Dropping them off takes about 5-10 minutes, so it's not that bad. But it is tiring going back and forth, and then you obviously for working parent, it's different because maybe you might have help or someone to help you pick up your kids. If you have help out there, what's that like? Who does the pickup? Do you take it in turns? Do you and your partner or a family member or elder sibling that goes and pick up their kids? When they come home from school, do they do their homework? Because when my boys come home from school, I'll make sure that they do their homework every day. I'll keep up to date with your homework, because I believe that don't leave your homework to the last minute, because then they will stress the kids out and then too much is going on. So I like to tell my boys, do your homework the day that it's set. Because when I was growing up, I did my homework the day that it was set. I always make sure that my homework's done on time. As I mentioned before, I love school. I wanted to be the top of everything. I was very competitive. I wanted to be the 8-star student. So my homework was always done on time, and the day that it was set. And I try to tell that to my kids as well. Do your homework. Make sure that everything's up to date. Don't leave anything to the last minute, because you don't want all your homework piling up high, and then you're going to be stressing yourself out. Same with exams as well. Revise well in advance, because you don't want to be revising for 5 to 6 subjects at a time, and then you have a brain freeze. That's not good. And then, what is your nighttime routine? Do your kids go bed the same time? What time do they go to sleep, get ready for school? Obviously, I like my kids to go sleep early on the school night so that they're refreshed in the morning. But then they wake up early anyway. I mean, even when it's school holidays or school days, they wake up early. Weekends, they wake up the same time. So it doesn't really make a difference in my household. But I'd like to hear what your household do, what you do, your morning routine, your nighttime routine. Do they go sleep different times when it's Friday night or weekend? Who does the uniform? Do you do your uniform the night before? Do you lay out your uniform? So it's very interesting, because I make sure that my boys' uniform is done the night before, laid out, so that in the morning when they wake up, after they brush their teeth, they just put on the uniform, have breakfast, and then just get ready to go to school. So you're not stressed out in the morning. I'm trying to get ready. Kids are trying to get ready. It's just craziness if nothing is prepared. I like to plan things. So in my household, everything is planned so that when you're ready to go, we just go to school, go to work, everyone just leaves the house, no stress, we're not forgetting anything, everything is there. So that's my advice, is just planning everything the night before, or lay out the uniform. Even if it's like they come home from school the day before, put the uniform in the same place so that they know that this is where the uniform goes, so that when they wake up and get ready to the school the next day, they just do it. So, no one's forgetting anything. You're not forgetting your stationery. You're not forgetting your lunch boxes. Everyone just goes to school all happy and dandy. So who is tired already? Let me hear your thoughts. Parents out there or non-parent, are you a sibling that picks up a younger sibling from school? Are you a grandparent, an auntie or uncle, a nanny, a caretaker? What are your thoughts? Do you prepare dinner before they come home from school? Because I know kids, as soon as school finishes, they're hungry. I have to make sure that their dinner is ready by 5 o'clock, because they're hungry from school. Do you prepare dinner in advance? Do your kids eat earlier? Do you eat different times? So it's nice to hear different households and what they do, because I love to share stories. Other people like to hear different stories as well. School ones can be fun, but sometimes it can be tiring, and kids always a joy in your life anyway. So I like to hear your thoughts and how your routine is, your after school routine, your morning routine. Do your kids love school? So it's good to hear. So I would love to talk about parenting, if there are parents out there who love to hear stories about parenting, because parenting stories are always funny, always nice to hear other people when they talk about their kids and play dates and other stories like that. So it's good to share.